Most Americans don't feel broke. They just feel stuck. Just like Clark Griswold pinned under that semi full of logs. Engine running, wheels spinning, no clear way out. And you could almost feel the thought in that moment. How did I even get here? But here's the uncomfortable truth. You can do everything right. You can work hard, save responsibly, avoid mistakes, and you still fall behind financially in today's economy. Not just because you failed, but because the rules changed and no one told you. And if buying a home in 2025 feels impossible, that's exactly where that feeling comes from.
And that feeling isn't random, it's measurable. When you ask people why they feel behind, it's not because they're reckless, not at all. It's that progress doesn't feel proportional to effort anymore. 53% of US adults say no matter how hard they try to get ahead financially, something always seems to set them back. Another 48% say they're just keeping their heads above water. That is not a collapse. That is 100% stagnation.
Exactly. And that's why Christmas Vacation works as the backdrop. Clark did what he was supposed to do. He worked hard. He planned ahead. He followed all the rules. Yet the entire movie has him staring into a tangled box of lights, wondering why effort alone isn't producing the outcome he expected. Because the problem isn't effort, it's expectation. This isn't a work ethic problem, it's an expectation versus behavior gap problem. 100%. Let's talk about why the math still doesn't work. If you've ever said, I make decent money, I'm responsible, so why does buying a home still feel out of reach? This is the section for you. This isn't an income issue. It's the margin. Most people were taught income goes up, savings go up, ownership happens. But that assumes extra margin. And that margin barely exists anymore.
Yeah, I mean, here's what it looks like in real numbers. If you earn $80,000 a year, a 5% raise is about $4,000 annually, roughly about $333 a month before taxes. At the same time, rent increases of 5% can absorb $150 to $200 a month all on their own. So half the raise disappears immediately. That's why people don't feel progress. Even when technically they earn more, it does not feel that way.
Yeah, and this is where calculators get people in trouble. They tell you what a lender might approve, not what you can actually sustain in your life.
Yeah, I agree. Lenders approve risk. They have to by design. But we live with reality. Groceries, kids, travel, emergencies. Affordability isn't mathematical. It's behavioral.
Hey, Clark didn't fail because he didn't earn enough. He failed because the bonus was already spent in his head.
Hey, here we know that Christmas will be green and bright, the sun to shine by day and all the stars at night. Melankoliki Maka is Hawaii's way to say Merry Christmas to you.
Same thing happens today. Raises, bonuses, side hustle income, hey, they get mentally allocated to lifestyle before homeownership even enters that picture.
And I want to look them straight in the eye, and I want to tell them what a cheap, lying, no-good, rotten, four-flushing, low-life, snake-licking, dirt-eating, inbred, overstuffed, ignorant, blood-sucking, dog-kissing, brainless, dickless, hopeless, heartless, fat-ass, bug-eyed, stiff-legged, spotty-lipped, worm-headed sack of monkey shit he is.
So are you waiting for clarity that never comes? Most people are closer to homeownership than they realize, but they're frozen, waiting for clearer rates, clearer headlines, clearer confidence. That moment almost never comes.
Yeah, because clarity, it doesn't come before action. It comes from the action. If renting is rising, even modestly, waiting another 12 months means another full year of payments to your landlord. At today's national averages, that's often $20,000 to $25,000 a year in rent alone, with zero principal reduction and zero equity. That's effectively paying 100% interest rate. So if you're worried about interest rates, and you're renting, that doesn't make sense.
Add volatility, headlines, and rate noise, and suddenly you've got yourself a full Griswold power outage. Wrong cord, and you got the wrong information. Wrong socket, and you got the wrong loan product. Wrong timing, and yeah, you're trying to time the market, and that's not going to work. Lights out, not just for you, but for the opportunity itself.
Clark? Ow! Bud! Sorry. Clark!
Honey, I think I know what's wrong.
This is super important. The cost of waiting. Once people finally get engaged in the loan process, this is usually the next wall they hit. And they say, I'm not ready yet.
Yeah, that belief has kept more people renting than interest rates ever have. In fact, about 35% of renters now identify as forever renters. Over the past 5 years, national rents are up roughly 25 to 30%. Now, let's look at home ownership. A $350,000 home bought, say, in 2020 is now worth about $500,000 in 2025. That's roughly $155,000 in equity, or about 45% in growth. So looking ahead, normal appreciation, you can add another $110,000 by 2030. That's the cost of waiting.
Waiting feels safe, but it's not free. Put a little oil on the bottom of that sled of yours. See what happens. Bingo.
Bingo.
All right, here we are. The rate tracker, a year in review. All right, let's ground this thing. Anthony, walk us through the year.
Sure thing. Here's the 2025 ride month by month. Starting with January, we're at a 6.64%. The Fed was grumpy. February, 6.9% due to hot CPI. March, down 6.54% because of the banking scare. April, back up or flat to 6.57 with mixed signals. In May, we went up to 6.79 because of the debt drama. And in June, it peaked up again at 6.94% because of the pressure. July, we slid down to 6.77 due to the Fed pause, but then August was our highest year to date at 7.02 average due to oil and rent. September, we dropped back down to 6.81 because of growth fears, and October was a massive surprise, dropping all the way to 6.31% because of cooling inflation. November, we saw flat at 6.34 because of the waiting, and now December, we are stabilizing and we're at a steady 6.22%.
Hey, Anthony, guess what? Our forecast was 5.875 to 6.25. Guess where we're ending? 6.22. Right inside the window, buddy. Not crashing, not spiking, stabilizing. Whew. In January, we'll release our 2026 outlook, and we'll have some more commentary.
Nobody's leaving. Nobody's walking out on this fun, old-fashioned family Christmas. No, we're all in this together. This is a full-blown, four-alarm holiday emergency here. We're gonna press on, and we're gonna have the happiest Christmas since Bing Crosby tap danced with Danny fucking Kaye. And when Santa squeezes his fat white ass down that chimney tonight, he's gonna find the jolliest bunch of assholes this side of the nut house.
And here we are, folks. Buzzword breakdown, Uncle Eddie edition. All right, let's talk buzzwords. These are the words that get you thrown around by your realtor, your lender, and your friends, your Uncle Eddie at the Christmas table. This isn't about sounding smart. It's about not agreeing to something you don't actually understand. Ryan, you're up.
I'm here to keep things simple, keep the lights on, and make sure nobody burns the house down trying to impress the neighbors. Keep it simple, no long-winded answers, and you're in the Jelly of the Month club. First up today, we have debt-to-income ratio.
That's how much of your monthly income goes towards the debt. Car payments, student loans, credit cards, future mortgage. Lower DTI, more flexibility. Higher DTI, tighter options. That's why knowing your numbers first matters.
Next term today is monthly payment comfort zone.
This one isn't on the loan docs, but it should be. It's the payment you can make without losing sleep, without killing your lifestyle. Payment comfort beats purchase price every time.
Next up, we have pre-approval versus pre-qualification.
Hey, pre-qual, that's a guessing game. That's where we take a cocktail napkin, we write down some numbers on the back of it, and we say, hey, how much do you make? How much money do you have in your bank? They tell me some information, and I don't know if I believe it, and I don't. We're going to go to a full pre-approval, my friends. We're going to take it down, the information. We're going to verify it through the documentation, such as pay stubs, asset statements, and we're going to get the sellers to care about certainty, not just the vibes.
Next term today, we have cash to close.
Yeah, that's your total money, right? That's what's due, the down payment, the closing costs, the prepaids. And no, you don't need 20% down. That is a massive fallacy.
All right, last term of the year, opportunity cost.
Hey, that's the cost of doing nothing. Rent paid, equity missed, leverage delayed, and you only see it looking backwards.
All right, nobody blew a fuse. Uncle Eddie approves.
When what to my wondering eye should appear but a miniature sleigh. And Eddie, with a man in his pajamas, a dog chain tied to his wrists and ankles. What the? Stay here.
Ho, ho, ho! Merry Christmas, Clark. You about ready to do some kissing, huh?
Clark didn't fail. His expectations just needed time to catch up with reality. And people forget this part. Clark does get the pool. Not just because the Jelly of the Month Club was so exciting, but because he stayed positioned. Asset owners don't live in a better economy. They live with a different mindset.
That's right. And belief, it drives behavior. And behavior, it creates assets. We don't need certainty. We need sequence.
Hey, folks, if this helped, please like, follow, and subscribe. And leave a comment about your biggest home buying myth. Merry Christmas.
Look, it's Santa Claus.
No, it's the Christmas star. And that's all that matters tonight. Not bonuses or gifts or turkeys or trees. See, kids, it means something different to everybody. And now I know what it means to me.
Hey, Manley, you want to know an interesting fact?
Hey, bring me your best factoid.
So here's an interesting fact about, let's say, the Green Bay Packers. The first completed pass of Hall of Fame quarterback Brett Favre in his NFL career was actually to himself. In a game with the Falcons, his first NFL team, Favre threw a pass that was tipped and he caught it himself for a loss of 7 yards. This play is a classic piece of Packer and general NFL to show that the Packers can't even throw to themselves and win.
Spoken like a true Niners fan who doesn't know what the hell he's talking about. I just want to say Merry Christmas to everybody. I'm sorry for my partner here who likes to bring us down, try to bring us down to his level. He has no idea what he's talking about with sports because all he knows about is surfboards and sand between his toes. But I appreciate everybody. We've passed over 1,200 subscribers right now. Pretty exciting in this short period of time. Really appreciate everybody showing up. Would love to hear more comments. We'd love to see if you'd like and subscribe if you haven't already. But appreciate you guys. Anthony, appreciate you. Thank you very much.
A big mahalo, Manley.
Merry Christmas. If this episode helped you feel more confident about your home buying journey, do us a favor. Share it with a friend, subscribe, leave a review, and if you've got a question or a topic you want us to cover, hit us up with a DM or a comment. Thanks for listening to the Mortgage 101 podcast. We'll see you next time.
Girl from
Wisconsin to the waves of Hawaii. Manly and Anthony keep it real, not salesy. Breaking down rates and the truth you need to know, with a little soul and a little homegrown flow. It's the Mortgage 101 podcast where real talk meets home at last. Manly's got that Midwest soul. Anthony brings that island roll when the market swings and you don't go fast. Tune in, the Mortgage 101.